Dial M for murder.
Hello?
Yes,
Who is this?
this is M.
Like from James Bond?
No, like for murder. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We watched the second Knives Out movie, Glass Onion.
Yep.
A murder mystery like none other, because I'm pretty sure everyone else has this figured out, right?
There's someone in this that I was like, that's clearly the victim. And then they were like, and then during the press tour, they were really just cranking that guy out and being like, and I was like, oh, why are they doing so much with this person if he's being murdered?
Yeah.
And I was
Threw you for a loop.
Threw me for a loop, yeah.
It stars Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc, but it also has Edward Norton, Janelle Monáe, Catherine Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Jessica Henwick, Madeline Klein, Kate Hudson, and of course Batista. There's a few other cameos. There's actually quite a bit of cameos.
There's some really Noah Segan, who's in all of Rian Johnson's movies. Kid Blue, he shows up.
There's some other fun ones that we won't spoil.
That one's not really even a cameo. If you're a Rian Johnson fan, you know. Oh yeah, it's the guy.
It's the dude. But anyways, Benoit Blanc is back. He's bored in quarantine basically, and he wants to do another murder, solve another murder. He wants to solve another murder.
Yeah.
And he gets invited to Edward Norton's character's a billionaire.
Yep.
Gets invited to this murder mystery party.
Maybe by mistake.
Maybe by mistake. It's kind of up in the air what's happened for half of the movie, and then it twists it on his head because it's a Rian Johnson movie. So what he does, his whole press tour is about like, well, actually, they've been subverting murder mystery tropes since the very beginning. It's like winking at us. Like, guess what I'm going to do this time?
Guess what?
And he did it.
First Knives Out, the person is dead from the get-go. You only meet them in flashbacks. Mm-hmm. It's not like you see the murder or like an angle of the murder. He's dead. It kind of just opens like smack dab right at the beginning of the investigation. And that's where we meet Benoit. Yeah. But I think this one, it's different in several ways. That one, Benoit is our kind of perspective character. Mm-hmm. And the last one was Ana de Armas. Rian Johnson's even talked about this. He's like, it's interesting because now you are Benoit. You're not sure who you're waiting. You're waiting for the shoe to drop of like, all right, well, who's being murdered? Because you know it's going to happen. It's that movie.
Yeah.
And you wait a little bit, and it's shockingly like it's a little bit before you're like, oh, okay, this is the way we're going.
Yeah.
So.
And it's a lot of it plays with the unreliable narrator, especially in a murder mystery story or like a mystery novel. Is like sometimes the person telling you the story is not telling you the full story.
Yeah.
And we get that from multiple different characters. Yeah. And it's really fun because like halfway through the movie it changes and we get revealed a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Just like we did in the first one.
Yep.
But they change it. Ryan changes it in a different way. So we're learning new things to help strengthen the plot. Now I will say for me this murder, like who the murderer was pretty apparent from the get-go, but I think I was like looking for things the whole time. So this one, I think he had to make the characters better. Like whereas the ensemble felt really great in the first one, I think this one was better. They all just like play with each other. It's like that Always Sunny vibe where it's just like they're all terrible people.
This one is very clear. It's very clear like every relationship and like how they connect and who they are in the friend group. And it's just it's weird to say like. And this one feels more personal too. Like the murder, the reason behind it, like everything that's going on. Just it's not even about a family, but it does seem like more connected, more I mean, murder is a crime of passion.
Yeah, and Ryan wades into a bit of heavy waters, if you will, in this movie because there's a thing he does at the end where if you call out a specific thing being a specific way in a movie. Usually for the audience, you're like, well, okay, now I do think that it is that way.
Yeah.
Because, this feels more personal. There are people that could probably misconstrue, like, what Benoit Blanc is saying at the end.
Yeah.
And, like, ascribe it to the whole movie. Like, we've already seen some tweet threads from a notable person who basically misunderstands the movie because the politics in the movie doesn't line up with his worldview, basically.
Yeah, Twitter is a big thing in this. Cancel culture. I mean, things that were kind of there in the last one, but are just really brought to the forefront just because of the people that you're dealing with, and because of COVID. I mean, COVID again still plays like it's very much like the idea of the pandemic and quarantining is kind of baked into this movie.
Yeah,
and it's just, but it never feels like annoying. He's really good at making these like the timely and timeless movies. But but the cast just not. Who was your favorite?
Well, obviously, I'm always going to go Batista.
Your team Batista, yeah.
But I think Janelle Monáe does a really good job.
Yeah.
The first one, obviously, Ana de Armas is the unknowing sidekick.
Yeah.
Same with Janelle Monáe, and this one is the unwitting sidekick.
Yeah.
She does a good job playing two different characters that are so separate but together because obviously they're related. And I think I like the idea of the sidekick always being smarter than Benoit.
Yeah.
Benoit is just a goober.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Like, he obviously knows what he's doing, but he always needs help.
Yeah. I mean, Benoit was a Sherlock who sees every angle, but then like also like accidentally gets something in his eyes, and he's like, "Oh no!" Who done with James Bond, and now I'm gonna do whatever I want. And I kind of like just being a goofball.
I love the few James Bond jokes they throw in here too. It's really fun.
And it's just he's just, you can tell like this is the most fun he's ever had.
Yeah.
Like he loves this character. He loves a good accent. And he just loves being silly. You know? And I love that for him. You know, and I said I could watch one of these every year, you know, like just him be like, now it's a Christmas murder, and now it's a, you know, now.
One actor I think that should get more praise. I don't know. I don't read reviews till after I watch the movie, but Leslie Odom Jr. doesn't really say a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
But the way he is reacting stuff seems like very much why Ryan casted him.
Yeah.
It's like the way he reacts with his mask on at the beginning, just the way he's looking at things.
Yeah.
You're just like. He obviously is observing. He's not into anything because he doesn't realize what's happening till the end like everybody else. But him and Catherine Hahn, they have really small roles, but I think what they're allowed to do is really cool, and it features them really well. Same with Jessica Henwick. So it's a stacked cast.
It takes a lot to be the kind of three like straight men of the cast, and you've got Kate Hudson just being so insane.
Do you think the third one is going to be an actual hard for Benoit Blanc? Is it going to be an actual hard one for him to solve? Because for him in this one, it seemed relatively easy, and the whole plot is like he wants something to challenge him, and this one doesn't really challenge him.
The way it all ends was kind of the challenge for him.
Yeah.
But you know, it's I think you gotta just amp it up, make it so bananas. Put like 30 people in that cast. Yeah. I could see the third one being really huge, and like people just want, like, people love these movies.
Yeah.
And it's clear Rian Johnson, like, people love him. So I would love to just see the craziest of cast. I would like to see maybe Benoit with his back up against the wall. Like maybe it's something that he wasn't ready for. Because in both movies, he knows what's going on. He kind of, whether it's a murder mystery game or an actual murder, like he's going in knowing why he's there.
Yep.
And I'd love to have like a moment where he realizes he's just caught off guard.
Yeah.
And
I think that's what it's setting up for the trilogy.
What do you call it? So obviously there was Knives Out. Then there was Glass Onion, a reference to the Beatles.
Yeah.
A lot of Beatles references in this movie too. But do you like, what do you go with? Do you go something like really out there, or do you go
I think it has to be as funky as Glass Onion and Knives Out. It has to be something that is not what you think it's going to be called, because when Glass Onion first came out as the title, people were like, excuse me?
Yeah.
How many glass onions out of 10 would you give this? How many layers of glass onions?
How many layers of
10?
of a glass onion would I give it? I would give this 9 out of 10 layers of a glass onion. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait to watch it again. It's cool that it's on Netflix. A little sad it's on Netflix, but more people can watch it now. It's just a good time. It looks great. You understand that this is Rian Johnson just flexing on everybody, both writing and directing. So he's like, oh, look at this, like.
I feel like post Last Jedi, he has to prove to people,
which he shouldn't have.
And he has, like, I've read a lot of Reddit. It's like a lot of people are like, oh, I hate Last Jedi, but everything else he's made is good.
Yeah.
And so it's like, maybe just rewatch it out of the lens of Star Wars.
Yeah.
But anyways, 9 out of 10 as well. I like the characters more in this. The murder actually wasn't that hard for me to solve, but maybe I was just like I unlocked my third eye or something watching it or something.
Maybe you're like a Benoit Blanc.
Well, I couldn't figure out the first one, so not true at all. Even though watching that one, at the end I was like, well, that makes sense. Honestly.
I will say if there was the one point I'm taking away from it, I don't think we got like a legit Benoit Blanc speech like we did with the first one with the donut hole speech, which I mean still blows me away. It's such a funny moment, but also so perfectly delivered that it's taken so seriously. I feel like if anything, I was missing that. You have to pull back. They pulled a little bit back on Benoit to elevate these other characters. Yeah. So,
I think
it's an onion. He kind of does. He's like, it's like this is like an onion. You layers and you strip them away.
I think the amount of people that got their own little monologues in this one, Edward Norton and Batista, have some really good ones.
Disruptors,
Yeah, just disruptors, man. I think it'd be too many monologues.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, go see it. Go check it out.
Yeah, just like an ogre, it has layers.
It does have layers. Yeah.
Un esercito di prodi